Round 3 at Road America delivered fireworks in every class. The closing laps in GTP saw calamity, with the top 5 all trading blows for the lead at one point or another. After a bruising fight, Nathan Ray steadied the car and came home P1 overall, extending his championship lead. In GT3 Pro, Matt Kingsbury rose above the field and secured victory after early battles, while GT3 AM saw John Ebersol charge from 7th on the grid to 1st in class, making a difficult win look effortless. Now the series crosses the Atlantic for round 4 at Imola, a track rich with history, passion, and peril, and it's our battleground tonight. We go green in Italy, live next on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Autodromo Enzo A. Dino Ferrari, better known as Imola. Located in northern Italy, this 3.05-mile, 21-turn circuit is among Europe's most demanding. It blends high-speed straights, punishing chicanes, and downhill braking zones with flowing corners that reward rhythm and precision. The format for the SimCAR Grand Am Series is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 20-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for our 1-hour race. The first 10 minutes of qualifying are reserved exclusively for the GTP cars. After the GT3 and Pro and Am receive the track to themselves for the remaining 10 minutes. The 2025 B season of the SimCAR Grand Am Series continues tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Imola. Couple sponsor plugs before we get rolling here, and we just want to remind everyone that Penguin RC Simulation is the presenting sponsor of the Drivers' Championship. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear, when you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time. SimCAR is proud to race alongside Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of BeamNG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members strong. From the drag strip to the curves here at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. Lambert Designs is the official graphics sponsor for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint jobs, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the series Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, the fight for the team championship in each class is brought to you by Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they're putting $50 on the line for each class's winning team. And from the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered. Mr. Bryan Sawyer, after the fireworks a couple weeks ago at Road America, our first ever in-person event at the Sim Gaming Expo last week, we're back in our offices, heading back to SimCAR. We're here in Imola. How are you? What are your thoughts as we get rolling for SimCAR round number 4 tonight?
Josh, I had a great time last week, but I'm glad to be back in my basement. I don't know about you. You're in your new house. I'm in the basement.
I've got a halfway unpacked office. I'm wearing my polo. You questioned me before we went live. Chloe smiled at me and kind of giggled as I walked past in my ASN polo. It's weird that I don't have people in front of me. It's weird I don't have a camera I'm talking into. Surreal that we had that event last week, but we're back to the grind here for the SimCAR Grand Am Series as we are finishing practice at the moment. 5 seconds left. Looks like we're going to have 3 GTP cars and a total field of 23.
4,
so 4?
Sean Rogers. He hasn't run many laps, but he's down there.
Ah, my timing is broken. What do you want to take a look at first before we get into qualifying? Programming notes or sponsor plug? You
let's
pick.
Look at the points. Because
Let's see.
You just did the sponsor plug, so we'll hit the points.
My caffeine's kicked in. Words are hard. That's what I meant. Nathan Ray leads the Drivers' Championship by, 19 points over JD Daniel and Christopher Hill. That is all over the place. It looks like we've had 10 cars. I don't recall 10 cars this season running in GTP. But either way, Nathan Ray is on top in that championship.
We'll go back. We'll do this. We'll do this.
What do you got for me now?
There you go. Do that.
Look at this. Programming notes for the SimCAR Grand Am series exclusively. Obviously, we're back, and it's going to be back every week until basically Halloween. We've got next Thursday at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. That is the 18th at, let's call it 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then we go to Zandvoort, Sebring, Road Atlanta, Long Beach, and Interlagos in Brazil. And happy to announce that the 2025 B season of the NASA Rallycross Futures, the Lights World Championship Contenders, and the SuperCar World Championship will be back. That is starting Sunday. No broadcast for Futures, but that is at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Sundays. That leads into the broadcasted Lights World Championship. You'll have Bryan, Sawyer, Josh Darno for that. Starting at Daytona, that is Sunday the 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Rallycross Contenders on Monday at Daytona. Obviously, we're going to be back for SimCAR on Thursday, and then the NASA Rallycross World Championship will commence 2025B at Daytona. Little Birdie says that someone in this commentary box is going to be racing on Mondays, but I won't tell you who it is. And it isn't for the full season because I got yelled at, so either way, here we are. What are we thinking, Bryan? We look through the a brand new UI from iRacing. I'm still trying to figure this out. And JD Daniel, in practice, was a 1 minute 31.3. Nathan Ray, 131.7. So 4/10 down on that one.
Yeah,
and the first
Ray's
car
on his
too.
First lap also. I think he's the first.
Just about
car
to
in
mention
his first
that.
lap, and he looped it on his out lap. So see how that goes. It's a I don't race this track too often.
Through the Tamburello chicane, now through the Villeneuve chicane. Chicanes installed in 1995 after those terrible accidents with Ayrton Senna, Roland Ratzenberger, and into the Tosa corner, turn 7. Turn 8 really doesn't exist in any car. And then we head to Piratella, turn number 9. Tricky corner to get right. You come up the crest. It's a left-hander. Road falls away. Easy to run onto the AstroTurf and get a penalty, and down to Aqua Minerale. Bryan, one of my favorite corners because you don't know where to brake. You're braking in the middle of the corner, and then it's the right, up the hill to the left, very loose on acceleration, up the hill to the very end, the Alta chicane. And it's a quick right and left, and another one where you can clobber the curbs. Don't run too far. Nathan Ray under acceleration, car complained just a pinch, and we head down the hill to Ravazza. Basically a double apex corner, final couple of corners on this circuit. And circuit was revised in the middle of the 2010s, I do believe. Now it's just a flat-out blast from that final corner to the start-finish line. There used to be various types of chicanes through here, Bryan, but now it's just a flat-out blast as Ray crosses the line. 133.0 is the benchmark.
All right. And the only other GTP on track is JD Daniel. Christopher Hill hasn't gotten on track yet, and Sean
Nathan
Rogers.
Ray has spun on his second qualifying lap. I'm taking a look off monitor, so he is done and dusted with that lap. As we look at JD Daniel here, Bryan.
Looking at this right now, he's still going to be front row, even if JD bests him.
Across the line. What will the 055 do? 133.096. So it is 0.077 of a second between the top two in GTP. I just want to mention an ASN on-demand programming note for those of you that did not join us on the Sim Gaming Expo Twitch, or of course live in person in Schaumburg last week. I guess Inside Baseball, I'm discussing with Jorge, the head honcho of the Sim Gaming Expo, trying to get the content that we commentated on, and it will be on ASN On Demand soon. Whether it's soon or iRacing soon, I have yet to determine. But I bring that up because the Husingfeld Sprint Cup that we did, Bryan, incredible.
Electric. I'm surprised.
Is it George or Jorge, Bryan? I've been told multiple things. It's George?
It's George.
All right, so the WGN 9 News in Chicago, when they did the story, they called him Jorge. So I genuinely apologize. It's George Anzaldo. Either way. Thanks, Bryan, for the roast on DMs. He called me a dud. You could have just called me that over voice instead of text chat,
I was trying to be
Bryan.
nice. I was trying to be nice. If you want to out yourself.
You nice? You nice? Come on, man.
If you want to out
Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have those races on ASN On Demand. I won't spoil it, but I'll just tell you, I would say there was probably 100 seats. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I think there was like 75 to 100 seats in front of us. Every seat had a person in front of it. Not filled, because everyone was standing up as the racing was incredible. And that's going to be featured along with the NASA Rallycross race that we had. JD Daniel has gone P1. 1 minute 32.0, so a second up on Nathan Ray. And there's only, the 2 GTPs on track, as Christopher Hill is not on track, so it's a duel between these two, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I said. If Nathan Ray spun on his last lap, it doesn't matter much because there's only 2 cars going out right now, so that's the front row. Doesn't really matter much where you start. Going to be behind the safety car nonetheless. Christopher Hill was on track for practice. I don't know about Sean Rogers. I didn't see him, but I could have been late.
Well, I'm looking at my list, Brian, and there's only 3 GTPs. Nathan Ray, Chris Hill, and JD Daniel. So, I don't know where you're pulling that magical 4th driver from, but they definitely don't exist on my list.
Well, he's number 44 car, Sean Rogers.
Sean Rogers is listed as a GT car, my friend. As Nathan Ray, 132.2.
He could have switched.
He improves, potentially. I know with the new Aston Martin, with the latest build of iRacing that just dropped, these guys had a free car change, but I don't know if that meant you can change classes. We've seen guys go from the GTP to the GT3, and Brian, it sounds dramatic, and I don't mean to disparage, but I'm a little concerned with the GTP car count. And it seems like that happens a lot, whether it was OSRL last year, or when they merged to Torque, or here in SimCAR. I don't entirely know what I'm trying to say, but I'm sad that there's not a lot of GTPs.
It's a lot of cars, Josh. And I feel like a lot of people go, oh, I can drive this. And then they go, oh, maybe I can't drive this. After a race or 2, and they decided to drop back down to the GT3 class.
I vote we just have Mazda Miatas racing. Every race is bound to be exciting. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna try not to spoil that from last week. It was incredible. It was incredible, phenomenal, exquisite, terrific, whatever word you want to use. All right, I'll tell you what.
I think the Mazda's out with these. I've done a multi-class.
Run both of them?
Yeah, that was a journey. It's absolutely terrifying when these roll up behind you and you're in a Miata.
I'm going to tell you, I guess a little inside baseball or just public complimenting. I like how they're posting in the race control chat in the session and it pops up on our graphic. It's a great time. So everyone has the messages from race control. Let's ride on board Nathan Ray. I feel like one of these qualifying laps, he might be looking real good. I think this is his last one. So let's enjoy this last half a lap or so on board the GTP. While we were on board with Nathan, he's coming off the final corner here. JD Daniel went even faster, so Nathan's looking for a second to try and get anywhere close to JD Daniel. Off the final corner, down to the start-finish line. Will he improve this lap? Will he take pole position across the line? And it doesn't look like it counted. So Nathan Ray, of course, it'll be second spot, but does not take pole position. The GT3 class jumps onto track now. The first car, Kevin Fanning and the Corvette in the 911.
Know what, Josh? While he's on his outlap, know what we're doing? We got this fixed.
What are we doing?
We're hitting these points.
Nathan Ray by 19. over JD Daniel, Christopher Hill in third, Steve Baker, Daniel Smith, Sean Rogers, Zach Goddard, Matt Johnston, Jonathan Shorter, and Nate Seifker, the top 10. In GTP. In GT3 overall, Matt Kingsbury ahead of Romain Rateau by 8. Kevin Fanning, John Ebersol, Marwan Moftah, Chandler Rubeck, Daniel Miglin, Miguel Rivas, Lance Williams, and Bryan Sohn, the top 10. GT3 AM, Moftah leads over John Ebersol by 28 points. Then it's Miguel Rivas, Lance Williams, Miglin Sohn, Josh Sussey, Rob Edgel, David Anderson, and Eric Dubois, rounding out the top 10. And apparently Eric Dubois' finish. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, the flags kind of took a journey. Everybody's a new nationality. Congratulations.
So, look at the team tactics here. Kevin Fanning and Brandon Lambert, Silverback Racing teammates. And Fanning's going to punch a giant hole in the air, Corvette-sized hole in the air, for his teammate, also in a Corvette, Brandon Lambert, to follow him through.
Do we have anybody in the Aston Martin? I haven't seen it yet.
I've got an Acura. I've got a McLaren. I've got a Porsche, a Bimmer, another McLaren. Is that the Aston? No, that's a Mustang. Mercedes, Corvette. I don't think we do. I lied to you. Jason Lynn in the Aston Martin in the 661.
Go find a new
representing
car.
Christmas Island. You know, Bryan, as we continue with the Josh and Bryan podcast, I wonder if there's a way for you to implement just the iRacing flags, as a lot of these guys can pick their flag that they represent, and that just solves everything for you.
You would think. It's all about half the things for me.
We had John Ebersol off the road in the Villeneuve chicane and trying to find Kevin Fanning. He was the first car on track to begin his qualifying run as he rounds the Piratella down to Aqua Minerale. You want to brake for turn 11 before turn 11, clobber the curb, brake, brake, brake hard for 12. Don't get too far off into this little kink of 13, up the hill, surface change. And now down to the Variante Alta. Charles Leclerc ended up in the barrier on the outside of the track. I believe it was 2022, trying to chase down Max Verstappen. So a very tricky, very slippy corner to get right. And now down the hill into 16, 17, and 18. Imola has been a venue where there has been so many great moments, so many terrible moments. But it's a unique track, Bryan, because it's old school. Not a lot of places to pass. So it's more so you follow the guy, try and force him into a mistake. So I suspect that that's going to happen quite frequently tonight. Kevin Fanning will cross the line in the 911 to end his first lap, 142.990. So he is first in class. Brandon Lambert, 143.8 by 9/10 of a second. Fanning over Lambert as the laps begin to roll in. Sean Rogers to fifth in class. As John Ebersol had that issue, Bryan Sohn crosses the line. He goes to seventh in class.
It's
seventh in the overall, I should say.
It's interesting.
Ahead,
Kevin Fanning and Brandon Lambert working together, that much of a gap. Brandon should get the toe. A full second difference,
you would think.
Seems like a big swing.
As Brandon Lambert always running in sim racing, been around for quite some time. I remember in 2007, 2008, we ran stock cars together, and he's been mainly a stock car guy. I could be fabricating some stuff there, but he ran Rallycross, of course, inaugural NASA Rallycross champion, pivoted over to the sports cars with SimCAR here, and currently sitting second in the pro class. Miguel Rivas and Marwan Moftah tentatively, you could say front row, even though they grid together, one car around in the back. And it's Matt Kingsbury. And who was involved? It was Aaron Beaver in the 97. He did exactly what I mentioned, Bryan. Clipped the curb, throttled up, started to lose it, and around he went, and Matt had nowhere to go.
Miguel Rivas leading cam right now.
Just an update on Romain Rateau. He will not be participating tonight. He's hanging out in our text chat. So welcome, my friend, as we have an investigation with Matt Kingsbury.
Yeah, iRacing was not kind to Rateau. Just decided, hey, we're not going to We're not going to let your sim launch. So he's dealing with that problem. You know, he's been in contact with them to no avail. So we hope you're here next week, Roman. Everybody gets a drop week, so.
Bryan Sohn goes to third quickest, immediately pipped by Miguel Rivas. So that is tentatively the front row. Christian Youngwall by 0.2 of a second down on Kevin Fanning. Daniel Migling goes to 10th in class in car number 4. As Zach Blanche crosses the line, his lap does not count. Jason Lynn crosses the line. He goes to 9th in class. Rob Edgell goes to 9th in class. Josh Sussey, 13th. He begins a lap.
I just want to know what Zach Blanche is doing in the wake. What time is it for him?
I don't have an answer for that. I know New Zealand is 18 hours behind Central Time. So let's call that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I could be completely off base on time.
It's okay. It's the afternoon.
I could be off base on time. I don't know. Look now at Matt Kingsbury, reigning champion of the pro class, I do believe. As Fanning and Youngwall and Lambert, top 3 in pro. Miguel Rivas, Bryan Sohn, Marwan Moftah, top 3 in AM. And the cars that have not set a lap, obviously Chris Hill will not be setting a lap. He missed qualifying in the GTP. Travis D. Flamer, Eric Dubois, John Majoribanks, Joe Pascucci, Zach Blanche, John Ebersol. As Majoribanks goes to P4.
Kevin Fanning just improved his best time. 142.0. So 4/10 up on Brandon Lambert.
Lambert got ahead of Youngwall in the 46. Sohn pips Rivas for the AM class pole in the 03. There is 0.016 of a second between those two in AM class qualifying. Marwan Moftah goes to 7th in the GT class as a whole in the 191.
And yes, Sean Rogers is a GT3 Pro car. He's going to be stuck in the GTP timing tower tonight. I'm not going to be able to fix that right now.
Whoops.
But we'll be able to keep an eye on where he actually is.
As Matt Kingsbury went off in Aqua Minerale, he got passed by Kevin Fanning. So, the McLaren not having a great time. We stay focused on Moftah. Now we go back to Eric Dubois for Team Watson Racing. Shout out James Watson. If you're hanging out watching your drivers, just want to give you a shout out, my friend, for helping everyone at the Sim Gaming Expo, and especially us at NASA Sim Racing for helping us out with that race. It was super cool to have that. And awesome to have your involvement overall in that expo. Aaron Beaver goes to 8th in class.
You know, Josh Darnell last week called this, or 2 weeks ago, called this car out for being oppressively blinding. You don't want to be behind it. The sun's going to catch it, and you're going to go blind.
Do you think that that's Eric's strategy, even though he's teammates with Zach in NASA, to make his teammate blind? Because Zach's behind him, so I don't know. A minute left in qualifying. Fanning's done and dusted. Let's try and pick up you. You read my mind, Mr. Bryan Sawyer. It's terrific. How good does it feel to be back on the buttons after a weekend of sitting next to me at the desk?
It feels good
you
to
said,
have my actual
I like my
timing.
buttons.
Yeah, it feels good to have my actual timing screen back. I like the ATVO and like the live timing that I've posted in the chat. That's really nice for not doing what I do.
As Lambert into Aqua Minerale, one car in front of him. It was Matt Kingsbury. Did Kingsbury spin again? No, it was Aaron Beaver again. There was smoke and tire tracks in Aqua Minerale, and Aaron Beaver went off in the Audi through the Variante Alta, and now back down the hill to Ravazza is Brandon Lambert. I'll tell you what, having my 3 displays in front of me, terrific. When I had to cramp everything on the one display, not great. And then I saw the boys at P1 and the other broadcasting groups that were with us. They had their computers and everything. I left mine at the hotel room like a dinghy. But here we are. Lambert crosses the line. Will he improve in the 46? The man from Alabama is currently second. 142.229. He improves his time, not his position. And that might be Fanning.
Yeah,
no,
he just
Majority
lost his
Banks
spot.
pips Lambert at the line. Flying laps will count. Next card across is John Ebersol in the 69 for the reigning AM champion, and the lap doesn't count. So the nice car number does not give him a nice lap time. Christian Youngwall in the 22, 142, won by 0.026 of a second. He misses out on pole position.
Oof.
Jason Lynn now crosses the line in the Aston Martin. What will he do? 143.303. He matches his last lap time. Eric Dubois will cross the line in the 000. Rob Edgell went to 10th in class. Dubois' lap does not count. And that looks like it's qualifying done and dusted here in Imola, Bryan.
Yeehaw. We got three.
Yeehaw is right.
Currently 2 GTP cars, because we don't know if Hill's going to take the track. Fanning, Younghall. Really?
Sounds like a race where I stay focused on the GTPs on my monitor, and then we just focus on the GT3s all evening. Sounds excellent.
Sounds like it. Unless JD Daniel just kind of starts running a half second a lap.
And I've always said this for years. It doesn't matter how many cars you have. We'll have 2 in the prototypes, and if they stay close together, we'll see. But interesting that Nathan Ray, who's won all 3 races on the bounce, has not had the pace this evening against Daniel so far. GT3, Fanning, Youngwall, Majori Banks, and Lambert are all within a 1/10 of a second. It is 0.081 from Fanning to Lambert, and then it's half a second to Sohn back from them. But Bryan, 0.087 of a second from Sohn to Rivas. So the GT3, both classes are going to be great tonight.
Nope, we got to warm up. That's right. I will never remember that.
That's new. Is it? I don't recall that happening.
Yeah, you've only been here for 2 races this season.
That's fair. Do we normally take a break during warm-up then before we get rolling?
I have been. Yes.
Terrific. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to step aside, take a breath, get some drinks, and get ready to go racing here in Imola. Stick around.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and Turmoil. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. We welcome you back to round 4 of the SimCAR Grand Am series from Imola in Italy. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. We got a couple seconds before we begin gridding, so we can take a look at the grid, and then I think we have a rolling start, so then we will do sponsor
plugs. We should have a rolling start.
So, we do. So let's rip through the grid really quick as our GTP grid. JD Daniel, Nathan Ray, and Chris Hill as Sean Rogers, once again, is a GT3 car. Chris Hill's on track, so we're looking good there. Kevin Fanning, Christian Youngwall, Jean Majori-Banks, Brandon Lambert, Matt Kingsbury, Aaron Beaver, Romain Rateau. Remember, Romain not racing in the AM class. We have Brian Sohn, Miguel Rivas, Jason Lynn, Marwan Moftaw, Rob Edgell, Josh Sussey, Daniel Miglin, Travis D. Flamer, John Ebersole, and Joe Pascucci. Eric Dubois, 20th and last. Just want to remind everyone, the 2025 Drivers' Championship proudly presented by Penguin RC Simulation. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time. The fight for the team's championship in each class, brought to you by Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they're putting $50 on the line for each class's winning team. From the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered. And SimCAR is proud to race alongside Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of Beam NG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curves at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. As we begin to roll here in Imola, we have an hour of racing, estimated 37 laps, 3 GTPs, and 19 GT3 machinery split across 2 classes. Should be a fun one. First time back in ASN rather. A couple weeks after the Sim Gaming Expo, and it's glad to be back. Bryan Sawyer, Josh Mertz, thanks for hanging out with us here at Imola. 1 hour lays ahead of us as the safety car will head to pit lane. The field will be in the hands of JD Daniel and Nathan Ray, and the GT3s will follow as well. Thanks for joining us on ASN as we get ready to go green for SimCAR here in Imola. Green flag Great jump for Daniel. Ray left in the dust, and it's Chris Hill falling in line. One car missed the start in GT3. It was Marwan Moftah as Kevin Fanning takes the green flag. Huge surge for John Majoribanks side by side with Christian Youngwall to the Tamburello chicane. He thought of doing a 2-for-1 special, could not get it done. Close the door on Youngwall through the chicane, through the left, right, and now the left. Zach Blanche got passed by John Ebersol. Moftah has left the pit lane. I think he had a penalty. Contact between Ebersol and Blanche. We have a GTP car on the side of the track. It's Chris Hill with left front damage, and he looped it. No, he ran it deep into the chicane, and the race has been run for the 101 before he even got through the first chicane, Brian.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We just see all the GT3s coming up. There's no getting back on track safely right then. You just kind of have to wait, and by then you're 21 seconds behind the rest of your class. You better hope for a safety car.
And that's all he can hope for, as I don't believe they have one fast repair, so it'll help him a little bit, but he's still going to be down, way down in the running order as we head to the Variante Alta for the first time. Fanning leads Majoribanks as the two GTPs on screen, 3/10 between them. And the GT3s battling along as well as Chris Hill continues to fall down the overall timing tower at the end of the first lap. Daniel leads in GTP. Fanning leads in GT3.
We'll take a quick look.
Sohn and Rivas battling in GT3M. Go ahead and take us through it.
Look at Christopher Hill. This is the replay. Guess my replay transition doesn't work anymore. Goes off, yeah. Sends it a little too hard. I think he stayed on the gas too long. If he hit the brakes and he's in the first half of the grass, he might have been able to save that.
As I took a look off monitor, Josh Sussy has spun on his own in Ravazza 2, turn 18, and around he went in the 13. Did not pit, but he is now still down the order. Chris Hill is 20th and last in this field. And he heads to the pit lane. He's finally gotten to the pit box in the 101. There's a couple battles through the field here. Actually, it looks like it's pretty calm already, but we got Ebersol battling with Miglin, the 4 and the 69. Heading to Piratella, turn number 9. And Miglin was wide on the apex there, Brian. Allows Ebersol to close in. 2/10 to Aqua Minerale. Where do you brake? Don't touch the curb too far like we saw in practice and qualifying. You're out on board the 69 in the Corvette. And we'll see these guys throughout the night get further and further off the curbs and risking a potential penalty. Because, Brian, if you get too many off tracks, I think it's 25, correct me if I'm wrong, you'll get a drive-through penalty. Not a fun time.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good one. Get a drive-through, if you're in a decent position, it almost effectively just kills your race right then and there.
As Fanning beginning to weave up front in GT3 Pro. We've got Kingsbury closing in on Sohn on the timing tower as well. Ebersol and Miglin into the Tamburello chicane. Majoribanks was 4/10 faster. Miglin has gotten by, Ebersol gotten by Miglin for the moment. They're dueling as well. Majoribanks looks drivers right into Villeneuve. Fanning does not give him enough room. Through the left, through the right, and down to Tosa. And here comes Christian Youngwall. We have a 3-car battle for the lead. Youngwall, plenty of room, for the most part, in the Mercedes-Benz behind the Porsche. And up the hill to Piratella. The two German manufacturers chasing down the American Corvette. And there's Lambert creating a Corvette sandwich for these two German marquees. Or Aqua Minerale, rather, on lap number 3. Miguel Rivas holds the lead in the AM subclass, and Bryan Sohn about a second behind him, Brian.
Yeah, Rivas isn't even that far off the lead. It's 7/10, but I mean, it's right there. You can see all of them right there.
As Majoribanks looking left, looking right, looking onto the grass, Fanning loose! The car unloaded over the crest of 16. He saved it. Majority banks all over the rear wing. Like I talked about earlier on, it's not a track where you can make a lot of moves. You force your competitor into a mistake. Majority bank slipstreaming. Interesting, he's not following the entire slipstream. He looks driver's left. Here comes Youngwall if something goes wrong. Majority bank's pulling. We're side by side. Sohn passes Kingsbury for 7th, it looks like, and into the Tamburello chicane. Majority bank's had it, outbroke himself, loses 2 spots, loses nearly 3, with Lambert closing the
4.
spot. Oh, and here comes Rivas. And that is a moment, Brian, where you get antsy and you say, I can make this move stick. I got it. I got it. Just kidding. You don't have it.
Yeah,
and
you
off
run
the
out
road
of track. You need a full runway, but that's next week. I think, no, we're not at Sebring next week.
No, we are at Sebring at some point this season.
We're at Sebring on October 2nd.
Red Bull Ring is where we're going to be. Which is basically the same thing. I mean, there's tarmac runoff for days because of the motorcycles.
Byron's
Yeah.
on off track.
Brian, you might have to take this. Speaking candidly, my microphone's falling down. Welcome to live production, so I'll be right back.
Oh my God. We checked it was mounted. Apparently he doesn't know how to tie this
Yeah,
through.
it is, and yeah, the Blue Yeti like arm doesn't hold the weight anymore. I don't know what's happening. I'm fixing it.
You got hands. Anyway, we're looking at John Major Ranks. He's still 1/10 off. Brandon Lambert fell all the way down to 4th. Christian Youngwall about a half second off Fanning. Up front in GTP. It's about a 4/10 gap. They're just kind of running their own little time trial race. Majority Banks making the move, goes on the inside of Lambert.
Hi, I'm back. Hopefully I sound okay.
You're
and
fine.
Majority Banks gets redemption. He
Just
makes
one.
the corner this time.
He's got 2 more to get, and he's got a decent little gap in front of him up to Christian Youngwall.
We've got a battle in the back of the field between a couple GT3s. Josh Sussy and Jason Lynn for 15th and 16th in class. The GTP battle, despite there only being 2 cars, they are still all over each other. And I'll keep an eye on that, of course. Christian Youngwall trying to close in on Kevin Fanning, it looks like. As Chris Hill is a minute behind Nathan Ray, 17th overall. And Youngwall into Aqua Minerale, deep on the brakes, Brian, in the second bit. And Fanning not having a good time, nor is Youngwall. Youngwall up the hill to Variante Alta, looking for a move potentially. Nothing doing now.
Yeah, that lap 1 incident is going to eat Hill alive. I mean, this track is not easy to pass on. Especially not easy to pass when you have to pass 19 GT3 cars.
And you have the speed over them, but there's really only one true straightaway. The rest are just short bursts between corners, so you don't have the time that you need. If you get caught behind a GT3 in one of these chicanes, it's not going to be fun. So we stay focused on this battle for the GT3 lead. Youngwall gaining in the Mercedes. The Corvette is a sitting duck of Fanning. He's looking drivers left, looking drivers right into Tamburello. Will Youngwall outbrake side by side in the first bit? Can he get it done? He does! But he doesn't clear him. Through the third bit of the chicane, Fanning powers back. Youngwall off the curb. They touch twice down the straightaway to the Villeneuve chicane. Youngwall cannot get by Fanning just yet. Into the right of the chicane and down to Tosa. Fanning still has a bumper on Youngwall. It's turn number 7, slightly off camber. We're side by side, and we're going to head up the hill through the non-existent turn 8 and turn 9 Piratella. If one of these guys can clear the other, Youngwall does, to the lead in the 22.
Excellent pass.
And that's a position change.
That's side
now
by
this
side
duel,
for
Brian,
a lot longer than you want to be on this track.
This battle has brought all the way Bryan Sohn back 6th in class. Josh Sussy has a penalty, it looks like. Just trying to figure out what. If it has been a track cut, potentially.
It might be.
No,
a
he's in the
track
pit
count.
lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got nothing from race control on our end.
So, let's get an update
That battle
on
is
our...
exactly what John wanted. It brought him right back into the fold. He's only a half second down. And I mean, a half second's nothing in these cars. It's 80 feet, if that.
As JD Daniel leads Nathan Ray in GTP, that has not changed. Youngwall leads Fanning. And then it's Majori Banks, Lambert, Rivas in 5th in GT3 combined, but he's leading the AM subclass. Bryan Sohn behind him. Kingsbury, Beaver, Rogers, and Edgell the top 10 in GT3. Just a reminder, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Bryan says the dark web. We're everywhere. Join the conversation, ASN TV USA. If you'd like to join the team or your content, have it broadcast at asntvUSA.com. Just want to give a shout out, Josh Darnell. I've said this before. Thank you so much for picking us up when I'm unavailable for play-by-play, but also getting our website up and running. It looks absolutely incredible, my friend. And ASN rolls on. Great stuff happening. And I just want to mention that Christian Youngwall, technically, Bryan, is on the overall podium right now as he leads in GT3.
That's incredible. I suspect Christopher Hill will get back up there. He's just past him. Rivas just passed Lambert. He just made 2 positions, as I said it. He's in 6th, 7th overall? 6th overall now. So, yeah, we see him on screen right here, passing the battle. Yeah, he'll be past Youngwall in about 3 seconds here. Still about a minute 15 back from the rest of his class, but now he's got a lot of open air.
And he can stay focused on trying to redeem himself from those incidents. And now my timing screen's not going to have issues because with the split classes and everything, it was not having a good time. So apologies for miscalling there. And this GTP situation that we are seeing at the moment reminds me of the World Endurance Championship back in 2018, when it was only Toyota. There were 2 cars, and then Rebellion Racing all by themselves in their own little subclass. And Christopher Hill is by himself in his own little GTP subclass after the issue that he had. But let's head up front, Bryan, because these two are becoming enthralled in a battle with themselves and also with the traffic. And I think with these guys really not having anything between them lap time wise, it's going to come down to who gets traffic at the right or wrong times.
Yeah, we've seen it happen multiple times this season where the lead car just, you get somebody right at the beginning of the chicane and they really can't move. They're in the chicane, you're stuck behind them, there's no real spot to make the pass, and the guy chasing you, he goes from a half second back to being right up on you or passing you on the exit. Coming up onto a whole line of cars here, though.
As Rivas, Sohn, Lambert, Kingsbury, that is 4th through 7th in GT3. And these are the cars that the GTPs are going to have to dispatch and put a lap down. And Daniel's going to get these at the best possible spot. If I'm Nathan Ray, I wouldn't be too enthralled with this. Because now, drivers left, and it's DRS passes, highway passes on the interstate, whatever phrase you want to use. And now, we slowly put the rest of the GT3s a lap down.
Yeah, you see them on the mini-map here. They're the little black car. They're coming right through. You see they just passed the GT3 AM leaders. They got the GT3 Pros next. 5 more cars
And
they have to
Daniel
pass in this group.
To the inside of Fanning. He'll hit Majori Banks now, and then Youngwall. And then, unbelievably, they're 2 corners away from lapping Christopher Hill. So, about 20 seconds away. Christopher Hill is 1 minute 12.4 away from JD Daniel. He is entering the Variante Alta chicane. That's 14 and 15. And they're heading into Piratella turn 9. So, only a couple corners away. And the traffic, this first time around, didn't affect them as much as I expected it, but I trust later on in the race, when the GT3s are racing like it's the World Championship, we're going to see some not-so-friendly moves because, sure, you got to move over for the GTPs, Bryan, but if you're in your own race, if I'm one of these GT3 guys and I got a GTP barreling down, I don't care about you. It's your job to figure it out and find a way around me.
Yeah, if we're looking at this, right, if there's no virtual safety car this entire time, it's lap 10 now. Christopher Hill, fastest lap. So that's that bodes well for him. But if we're looking at this, it's lap 10 when they're lapping them the first time. I mean, we had to deal with the pace lap and they're slow off the start. We might have them trying to get through traffic on lap 38, 39.
Oh, okay.
They might be in traffic
That's
on the last couple laps, and it could be lap 40. We'll be done by then, but if they maintain this speed and these GT3s keep battling, they could right
Admittedly,
at the end.
It might be a pinch of a slow burn, but those are some of the best races. Is when you have those races that you just have to let run out and let it take its course. As we pay attention to the cluster of Sohn, Kingsbury, Lambert, Rivas ahead of him, and Lambert 2/10 down on Matt Kingsbury. Closest battle we have on track right now is these guys. As the Corvette versus the McLaren. Down the hill to Aqua Minerale. Used to be a chicane here in the mid-90s. They ripped all that up and turned it into what we have now. And I never understood that chicane in the 80s and 90s. Probably to obviously slow the cars down. There was a lot of random chicanes placed in there, and that was even before the fateful day in 1994 that chicane existed. So I'm glad that they got rid of that. Helps the course flow quite a bit better. And heading to Ravazza. Looking to the inside on Rivas is Sohn. This is for the AM subclass lead. The 290 versus the 03. We've got the Ford Mustang versus the McLaren. And if I'm Matt Kingsbury, you're watching your teammate go for the M-Class lead, I wouldn't force an issue. I'd, in fact, give him as much support as you can. But we all know Matt Kingsbury, a bit of a lone wolf sometimes, decides to make his own moves and do his own thing, and almost into the back of his teammate, kind of spooked Sohn. Sohn nearly slid on the grass, and now he's given up all that time. Here comes Lambert on Kingsbury. Lambert has a nose on the 21, down to the Villeneuve chicane. Back in line, thought again. No move done. Next closest battle is Mofton Blanche. Around is Sohn. Was there contact between the teammates? No, Sohn lost it on his own. Over-rotated. Full course yellow.
That's exactly what Chris Hill is looking for. He will be back in the fight.
Caution is out. The process has changed since I was last with you guys, at least. I recall there being a massive crash under the yellow flag at Road America. Not sure if that was because of what happens now. We had that
it was
full course yellow where everyone basically... maybe that's why Klaus isn't here. You reckon? Now we have a full course yellow by the sim, or at least the sim handles it after race control throws it. So safety car is out. And the field will bunch back up. And I don't know, admittedly, if Chris Hill is going to be filtered through.
He should be.
These GT3s. Should be, as looking at him, he has the 44 of Sean Rogers nearly lose it in front of him.
He should have to stay behind him until they cross the start-finish line, and then he should be able to go.
As we bunch back up, single file restart is what we will have. And we are 20 minutes into this race here this evening. You want to take our break a little early, Brian? Up to you.
I think we're okay.
Alrighty. We're going to stay with you here on the Automotive Sports Network. Oh! It wasn't because Klaus got crashed. Klaus doesn't have Imola. Welcome into chat, my friend. Just want to give a shout out to Andrew Cardinale IV, Whiplash SimCams. Not only are you providing, you and your team rather, providing cams for us tonight, provided cams for the Sim Gaming Expo, providing cams for NASA Sim Racing, Facebook.com/WSimCams for any and all information on that. Discord link as well. Did iRacing change the logo? Did I see that? It's no longer iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. It's just iRacing now.
iRacing did a lot of things that have annoyed me this week. They gave us the new UI. It's great. They changed that logo. I'm not allowed to resize that logo. They removed broadcaster mode from ATV or iRacing, so that's made a lot of broadcasters unhappy. So if I have to do anything, I can't do it off monitor anymore. You get to see the whole little screen.
Great.
They said they're working on a fix.
Is it soon?
We all
is that what's going to happen?
They said soon. TM. We spoke out. They said we didn't know. Sorry. And, I have to deal with it for the meantime.
Pit lane is open, and incident on lap 11 involving Bryan Sohn is under investigation. JD Daniel, Nathan Ray, everybody pits. And you know what's interesting, and I'm not sure on this. I think there's pit lane collision. So the concern, if I'm Chris Hill, is feeding your way through the GT3 cars to get to the front of this field. So everybody heads to the pit lane, and pit stops commence. Couple cars stopped either far or short in their box. Matt Kingsbury, is that fuel only for the 21? He will elevate to the GT3 lead. And one thing I don't know of is, will the cars get the waiver on to be back on the lead lap? I mean, technically they already are. It's just a matter of where they catch the safety car. Welcome to ASN and SimCAR, ladies and gentlemen. We are all figuring out together as we look at Chris Hill.
I just want to know if Chris Hill gets to go up front. The other classes, they should be commingled since that's an internal separate class.
Yeah. And the lights are out on the safety car. So I think they come out in the order, or rather they line up in the order they came out. Words are hard. You know what I realized, ladies and gentlemen? I did not say words are hard once at the expo. I don't think I did.
Who just stopped on the track? Iron Son just stopped on the track. I think that was him. Yeah, he had stopped on the track and it got going again. Interesting.
Huh. So the field's got to bunch back up and they got to figure out positions. What is what is happening? Hopefully it doesn't break your graphic. I'm getting EOL penalties from everybody.
Yes,
what?
everybody's getting an EOL penalty to send Christopher Hill to the front.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. They use iRace Control, and it's a race control software for here, and it says they have a nice little fancy button that says refilter the classes. I forgot we had to use that last week, and that will give everybody an EOL penalty in the correct order to sort out your classes.
Okay.
So that solves that question. Chris Hill will be right back up at the front, and he's been setting the fastest lap, Josh. 2 in a row. He set 2 brand new fast ones in a row. He's got a 131.920. Nathan Ray has a 131.994, so not much faster, but they were...
I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer on this party, but I think the only reason why, and I could be talking out of somewhere where the sun doesn't shine, but Christopher Hill set that fastest lap because Daniel and Ray were filtering through GT3 cars. So this will be a true test and a reset for Christopher Hill. Maybe the racing gods at Imola that are looking over have seen and said, hey, easy mistake, here's a second chance. Either way, 35 minutes left to go here in Imola. And we will get ready to go green. Daniel, Ray, and Hill, the running order in GTP. Youngwall, Fanning, Majori Banks in GT3. Rivas, Ebersol, and Miglin in GT3 AM. As we get ready to go racing again here for round 4 of SimCAR in Imola. Green flag, weaving to get some heat into the tires. Timing has lit up like a Christmas tree with everyone getting their black flags cleared. Kingsbury and Sohn headed to the pit lane. Bryan Sohn is missing a rear bumper. If we could stay on that external feed, I'll try and figure out what has happened here, Bryan. He crashed as the field accordioned together. He ran into the back of Marwan Moftah in the 191.
Even without
Chris
the
Hill has made
DSC, we can't avoid safety car rear endings.
As Chris Hill has not crashed in the first chicane, he's made it through half a lap on the rear wing of Nathan Ray. Youngwall leads Fanning, Majori Banks, Lambert, and then it's Rivas in AM. 2 seconds ahead of Aaron Beaver. Or Ebersol, apologies there, with Beaver in between them. As the tires get up to temperature, we've got 2 Porsches and a BMW at the top end in GTP. Everybody getting loose, exiting Aqua Minerale. We had Youngwall and Fanning both slideways. Lambert, Rivas, Beaver, Sussy, Rogers. Miglin's lost a couple spots. As we look at Nathan Ray, 4/10 down on JD Daniel.
Let me go back to the back here. Look at Daniel Miglin on back. They got a little train going. Looks like Edgel might be trying to make a move on Lynn.
As 4/10, let's call it 4.5 between Lynn and Edgel. As the GT3 battle heats up. Youngwall is a second ahead of Fanning. Rivas is, let's call it a second ahead of Miglin in the AM subclass. And Nathan Ray not allowing Daniel to get away, Bryan, for GTP at the sharp end.
No, they're all within a second of each other. So I don't know what the following distance is on these cars. The safe following distance. I mean, we saw earlier at Daytona in the season them be glued together, but keeping a nice little comfortable half second between them all. Maybe looking where somebody goes a little wide. Maybe find your available space and say, next time we come by, I'm going to go here.
And it doesn't help the safe following distance, like we mentioned, with the way the Imola track is. And we also talked about lap 11 when they started to catch up. One car off in GT3. It's Josh Sussy in the back of the field. He went off in front of a couple guys. No contact, no issue. I'll take a look and see what happened to the 13. And he clipped the curb and started sliding, and off the road he went.
I'm taking a look. Yep.
Easy to do. Now, if I'm Daniel or Ray, I'm thrilled that I'm having this duel between these two. But now, we were speculating, Bryan, when these guys would run into the GT3s again. The safety car negated that. But now, if we add 11 laps to the total we're at right now, we will run into traffic around the end of the race.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. Okay.
I think your math is mathing.
Sometimes my brain works. Sometimes it doesn't. But alas. Bryan Sohn, his day has gone from bad to worse. He got his car fixed, and then he spun at the top of the hill in Variante Alta and around in the 03. As we take a look, a couple GT3 cars dueling away. Ebersol and Miglin. We have a pit lane incident involving Lambert and Matt Kingsbury. No action taken by race control. As we ride on board Ebersol in the 69.
I think he's going for it. Nah.
Look driver's left, look driver's right, but he blew the corner trying to do it in the 69.
And he just, lost almost a full second there.
And you get so focused, like we talked about with Majori Banks earlier. You get so focused on making the move. Oh my God, I'm going to pass this guy. Just kidding, the braking zone's here. I have a terrible corner entry, and it's all for naught. So now he has to fight his way back up. So we're about halfway through here in Imola. And I think it's time, Bryan, that we step aside and go ASN nonstop. But you won't miss a thing as we continue on here in Imola.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in the turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wet's had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his spot. We welcome you back live to virtual Imola in Italy with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck alongside me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz on the Automotive Sports Network, and we have had some calamity during our ASN nonstop. Brandon Lambert came together with Jean Majoribanks, and around the 46 went as we cross 24 minutes left to go. We're taking a second look here, Brian. Is that what we're looking at?
That's what we're doing.
Aqua Minerale. Deep on the brakes was Majoribanks. No contact at all, so I stand corrected. I thought they touched. Lambert, I think, just locked the rears up.
What contact you were talking about? He just self-spun.
Admittedly, I didn't pay any attention. I just saw the 46 around, and I saw Majoribanks close, and I assumed, rather, that they came together. That's on me.
Know what they
so.
say.
Let's not go there, Mr. Bryan Sawyer. Just a couple sponsor plugs. We'll take a look at programming notes as well. Just want to remind everyone, the 2025 Drivers' Championship proudly presented by Penguin RC Simulation, trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time. SimCAR is proud to race along Too Fast Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of Beam NG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curves at SimCAR, Too Fast Racing is where speed lives. Lambert Designs is the official graphics sponsor for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the SimCAR Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, the fight for the team championship in each class brought to you by Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride.
We are coming out of this. That is JD Daniel.
Is that the leader?
That was Nathan Ray, JD Daniel.
And Ray has crashed as well. Christopher Hill goes to the lead. Safety car's out.
Oh my God, that was. I threw up the ad. I saw them going through, and oh my Lord, we're gonna.
What?
I think we're going up in slow mo.
Oh, you know what? We've seen that happen multiple times this season. And JD Daniel just sent it on Daniel Miglin. For what reason? Under pressure because of Nathan Ray. Both of them make contact. Nathan Ray mows the lawn. I know you're rolling slow motion, but I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening here?
You can't make the car make that tight of a turn. it's the GT3. Bunches it all up. He clips you back. Chain reaction. Christopher Hill, you watch him just snake right through. He says, thank you very much.
But watch this. So Nathan Ray in the yellow on the grass is minding his own business, trying to get back going after a questionable move. So he comes across, loses it on the surface change, begins to slide again, nearly touches, is that Miglin again, and here comes Chris Hill. The man who crashed, who was in the fence in the first corner on lap one, now leads this race. You can't make it up.
Amazing. And we're back to live pictures behind the safety car. All right.
Yep. Here we are. You want to go through some programming notes while we have a minute?
Sure. Who you want first, the full schedule or just the series?
Let's look at the SimCAR calendar. All right, so if you thought that today and tonight was kind of boring until just now, we still have 6 more rounds. Round 5 at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Bryan Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. We proceed then to Zandvoort in the Netherlands, Sebring in Florida, Road Atlanta in Georgia, Long Beach in California, and Interlagos in Brazil to close out this SimCAR Grand Am season. And just a reminder, yes.
Red Bull's going to be great, but those last 3 races are going to be incredible. You want to know why? Road Atlanta's my favorite. Interlagos is my second favorite, and it's going to rain at Long Beach.
and Long Beach, in general, for the GTPs is going to be spectacular. But in the rain? All right. And NASA Rallycross returns. The NASA Rallycross Challenge with 4 splits. The NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship will commence on the 14th. That is Sunday. NASA Rallycross Futures leads into that. There's no broadcast for that, but you can join us at nasasimracing.com. And I want to publicly say I'm so glad that you and I are out of the car, because Evan McFarlane, the reigning and defending 4-time world champion, is running in the light with Kieran Lifflander, the defending and reigning lights world champion. Buckle up. That's going to be a fun time on Sundays. You'll have Josh Darnell, Bryan Sawyer for that. NASA Rallycross Contenders in Daytona as well on Monday. That'll be Justin Robichaux, Bryan Sawyer for that one. And then the NASA Rallycross World Championship on Saturday. You'll have myself, Josh Mertz, and Bryan Sawyer for that, 2 p.m. Eastern.
JD Daniel went to the pits, stopped before the pit lane, before the entrance. Don't know what he's quite doing.
He exits the pit lane. All right, so we were supposed to have 39 laps. We've got 18 and a half minutes left to go. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. I see a couple of familiar names popping in the chat. And I just want to, again, thank everyone for hanging out with us live or on demand on ASN On Demand, participating in NASA's race at the Sim Gaming Expo last week. If you were there, awesome to meet all of you. It was an awesome time, and certainly hope if the expo happens again, ASN will be invited back. And Bryan, it's strangely easier to do this in front of all those people versus in my office at my house.
You have too many distractions at your house.
There's boxes everywhere. I've got 3 monitors. My cat's trying to get in. No Josh Mertz special this time. Do we call it the Bryan Sawyer special, though?
I don't know.
After you turn
For those
off
of
the
you that don't know,
computer.
I hit the power cord, shut my computer off twice. Just sitting there, black screen, crying.
I've passed the commentary over to Bryan. Bryan's got nothing.
I set those computers up and I taped those power strips up specifically to avoid a Josh Mertz special.
and it affected you. Karma's great. All right. I think the lights are out on the safety car. No, they're not. I'm hallucinating. But JD Daniel is up to 3rd, back to 3rd in class. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how I call it how I see it. And I just, the only logical explanation for what happened was Nathan Ray, Daniel just made the move because he was under pressure. But you should know, making a move in that corner, you just wait behind him.
Yeah.
There's still 16 minutes. Wait behind him.
I don't know what he was trying for there, because he would have had to hold that so tight around that inside curve. And with that much speed, you're gonna wash out. You're either gonna self-spin or hit the car in front of you, which he did both.
And I'd hate if I'm Daniel Miglin, because Miglin was in the top 3 of the AM class all night long, or close to it. And at least running a good race if I'm off base there, but now last, essentially, in class.
Yeah.
All right. Lights are out on the safety car. We're going to go back green with 16 minutes left to go, still estimating 39 laps. So we should expect these GTPs to catch this field at least once in the remaining time of the race. Hill leads Ray, leads Daniel, and JD Daniel under investigation by race control back under green. Youngwall leads Fanning. Majori Banks in 3rd, Rivas in 4th, and leading in AM, Beaver, Rogers, Ebersol, Lambert, Mofto, and Edgel. Top 10, Lambert looks to the inside of Ebersol, trying to get the 2-for-1 special on Rogers. Rogers runs deep, nothing doing there. If we take a look at the 46, I know we're looking at the GTPs in front of him. Beaver slides, again having an issue in the 97, off the track and into the tires. And Jason Lynn has huge damage, it seems like, on the 661 suspension-wise. He looked like he was crabbing for a moment.
Car looks
he's
like
back
it's
going
shaking.
now.
I don't know. The rear wing of that car looks like it was shaking. I was trying to click back down to
It's Chris Hill loops in an Aqua Minerale from the lead, and for the second time tonight, to the back of the field. This time he did not have issues. The GT3s are coming into Aqua Minerale now. No issue done. I'll take a look as you roll a replay, Brian. What happened?
We're gonna
look
at Beaver.
Oh,
I don't have the Hill one yet, so we'll look at Beaver here.
let's see what we got. And Beaver clipped the curb. Did he hit the second curb on the exit of Villeneuve?
Nope.
It looks like he just lost it.
He just lost it.
And Chris Hill lost it on entry to Aqua Minerale, even before the curb.
It's not giving me Chris Hill's incident, so unfortunately not going to be able to grab that one.
He didn't hit anything, but it is now Ray versus Daniel again for the race lead. Chris Hill is now 9.5 seconds behind these two at the sharp end of the field.
JD Daniel, black flag, causing the collision, so he's going to drive
with
through.
the penalty. Okay. Oh.
So Christopher Hill will like that.
Caution is out.
He's 8 seconds back.
Full course yellow. And Zach Blanche, oh, that's why. Apologies for missing that. Zach Blanche went off the track, came across into Bryan Sohn, and they crashed at the pit entry. Did the 222 and the 0-3.
I'm not getting those ones. iRacing is
Might have,
it's being
you can go ahead and ASN patented professional rollback, Brian, just to show everybody, because it was an interesting little accident.
All right.
So if we have to bring the bars up, totally fine.
Yeah, the amount of
There it
data
is.
we're getting is not very much today. First broadcast new UI. It's not sending me all the stuff it normally does, so we're having a great time.
You can fill in bug reports, certainly, right? So here's
I do
Blanche,
my
flips
fair
the curb, off the road, all over the track, comes across. And, if
Who'd he
you're
hit
Bryan
there?
Sohn there,
Oh,
Bryan Sohn in the
hey, look at that.
0-3.
He's in the pits.
That's a good move.
That's exactly where he needs to be.
And that's another thing of why are you pushing the issue? And the M class, it's the lower class, the more gentleman drivers. We know that. Christopher Hill's got a magic horseshoe somewhere, Brian, because this is the second time he's made a mistake.
He is being gifted everything he can be gifted to win this race.
Is JD Daniels serving his penalty under the yellow flag?
Is that allowed?
Is that allowed?
It may be. Looks like it's clear.
Huh.
So seems like it is.
I don't like that.
Hey.
But that's why we're
Sometimes you
here.
win,
We're not in the
sometimes
race
you
control
lose.
booth. Yeah. I don't understand that logic. I mean, I guess inside baseball, to apply it to a NASA ruling, sometimes things happen and you have to create a rule because something happened, and I guess that might have to be looked into, because effectively then you could wipe out your competition, get a full course yellow, get penalized, and serve your penalty. It just doesn't make sense to me. But we're here, so. Ray leads Hill, leads Daniel in GTP. Youngwall, Fanning, Majori Banks, top 3 GT3 Pro. Then it's Rivas, Ebersol, and Mofta, the top 3 in AM. So, I talked about these guys catching these guys. I don't think they will. Unless we go green right now, which we won't. It's going to be touch and go to see if these guys will catch this traffic. So it's going to be up to Chris Hill or Daniel to make a move on Nathan Ray. By themselves, with no real assistance. I want to give a shout out to, according to my counter, we've got 17 of us hanging out and watching this. Welcome, round 4 of SimCAR Grand Am. Josh Mertz, Bryan Sawyer on the Automotive Sports Network. And Brian's going to make fun of me when he comes back because I did not notice that he had stepped away. He messaged me 100 times on Discord. There you go. Now you're back. I commentated for the last 3 minutes and didn't even recognize that you were gone.
I figured it was a little urgent. And I said, please acknowledge. You said
Nature
nothing.
called?
So I said, I have
happens.
to go. I will be back.
Just do your
We're
thing.
under caution.
Zach Blanche under investigation by Race Control. Bryan Sohn under investigation by Race Control. I wouldn't necessarily blame Zach Blanche. I know we're armchair race controlling from the comm box, but I mean, Blanche made a mistake. Bryan Sohn, I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here. 9 3/4 minutes left. Still estimating 40 laps. Safety car lights are still on. Field is still wound down to, what is it? 90 miles an hour? 55. It's 90 Ks. And Bryan Sohn in the pit lane in the 0-3.
And just looking at this again, I mean, they're going to get going probably next lap by. It'll be lap 28. They're going to be ripping through on lap 38. Of 40 now. Up to 40 laps.
I don't think we're going to get another time around with the lap traffic, though.
Oh,
so these three guys are going to have...
I think
these three guys are going to have a clear run to the finish.
Yeah, the estimated laps is getting a little funky. We're not.
You have RGBs in the back of your shot. Inside baseball, I can. You have RGBs flashing on your wall. You know, that's one thing. I'm getting distracted by all that.
Here, I'll let everybody see. It's just the lights up on my head. Oh.
Oh God.
That's a fun
one.
We
just broke something.
We're not going back to that view.
As some inside baseball again, we're gonna have some studio shots done soon. Once I get my house organized, that's the plan. So you'll be able to see our marvelous faces here shortly. I can't hide behind the fact that I wasn't on camera before, Bryan. So here we are.
Josh just has this beautiful picture of me. Uh-oh. That's not right. Josh just has this beautiful picture of me. That's all Josh can see.
See? You got the RGBs above your head.
It's just my normal light. It's going blue to pink.
Ah, I see. All right, so Josh Sussey's gotten an end-of-line penalty. JD Daniel had black flags cleared. Not sure why. Maybe it was for his penalty that he served, which it didn't count it. Zach... What? Zach Blanche gets a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. All right, I'm not the stewards, but I don't...
Was that with
I don't understand that one. No, that was with Bryan Sohn. Okay.
That one does not come. That does not come back to me. I can't get that. I'd love to go back and watch it again. I can't. iRacing didn't feed it to me.
If you like what you see, like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, dark web, whatever it may be. If you'd like for us to call your races, or if you'd like to join the team, asntvusa.com. We pride ourselves on somewhat professional production until Bryan pushes a button and breaks everything, or I trip over my words. But you know what? It's like we're sitting on the couch, having a beverage, enjoying a race together. What are you doing?
I'm just going back to look at this. Is this the incident? Yeah, we're going back to look at it one more time. Go on board.
Can you find a blimp cam? Oh, that works too. So Zach Blanche makes a genuine mistake off the road. I mean, the only thing that I could see is maybe an unsafe rejoin, but at that point, your car's out of control. So I don't know. All right, Bryan, we are getting ready to go back green. There we go.
And we're back where
Nathan Ray, Chris Hill, and JD Daniel in GTP. That's our running order. Youngwall, Fanning, Majori Banks, top 3 in Pro. And then it's Rivas, Ebersol, and Moftop. 6 1/4 minutes left to go in Imola. It's anybody's race as the safety car
and
to
JD Daniel is
lane.
going back to the pits.
JD Daniel, I don't think that count. I think he tried to be cheeky and it didn't count his penalty. Race control. Yeah, race control said, nice try. Green flag for Ray. Leaves Hill in his dust. Youngwall has Fanning all over him. Majori Banks has to deal with Fanning. Or rather, Fanning dealing with Majori Banks. They're side by side to the Tamburello chicane. Rivas, very comfortable ahead of Ebersol. Now, if you're Christian Youngwall, you're saying, please, 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 you two duel away. As the 0.55 of Daniel, his penalty has been cleared. I think that's what he was trying to do, is be cheeky, and we knew it wouldn't count. So now if you're Chris Hill, sorry. Do you pressure the 35 into a mistake? Do you make a move? We remember these guys had a nice battle at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. We've seen questionable maneuvers there with lapped cars. Now there's no lapped cars. There's 5 minutes left. We're looking at a couple laps if they're averaging a minute 30. We should probably be getting 3 or 4 laps. Lambert passes Rivas. Off the road goes Hill.
I don't know,
Nearly
Josh.
was sideways was Nathan Ray in the 35, Bryan.
If I'm Hill, I'm sending it. I mean, it's go big or go home. There's only 3 cars in the class. If he gets the position, it's plus 3 points. If he doesn't get it, it's only -2. So 25 for third, 30 for first, so 5-point swing. He's at 27 just sitting in second. He's got 17 seconds on Daniel. He can afford a small mistake. But what's there to lose?
Youngwall, Fanning, and Majori Banks, top 3 in GT3 Pro. We'll take a look at the lap times as they roll by. 0.3 faster was Ray that last time around, given the mistake from Chris Hill into Tamburello. As they single file wind their way through. Majori Banks has a huge slipstream on Fanning, down into the Tamburello chicane, deep on the brakes. We saw it earlier on, no contact made.
Isn't that where he had the incident earlier on?
Yes. Yes. Making a deep
They'll try it again,
braking maneuver.
Find a different corner. That one said no to you earlier, so.
Tosa's a good maneuver, good corner to make a maneuver in, but you have to make sure you're all over the rear wing into turn 7, the hairpin here. Nothing done. Rivas has about 1.5 seconds over Ebersol, and he has Sean Rogers in between him and Ebersol for the AM class lead. As Nathan Ray into the chicane, was that a track cut in the 35 or the 101 of Hill into Variante Alta? Looking at that, no penalties given. As they remain 0.3 apart. Fanning and Majori Banks still dueling as well through the chicane. As no white flag yet. Still 2 3/4 minutes left to go here in Imola.
I think we're going to get 2 more laps after this one, I'm thinking.
We'll see when Barney throws the white flag. And that will obviously let us know, and that'll let these guys know, hey, you got to make a move sometime soon. And Fanning, 1.3 behind Christian Youngwall. Matt Kingsbury has crashed in the final corner. And he looped it trying to chase John Ebersol in the 21. Around he goes. We look at Majori Banks on monitor to the inside, side by side through Tamburello. Can't make a maneuver on Fanning.
He wants to make it happen there.
That's really the best spot. I mean, you can make one through Tosa if you get through the Villeneuve chicane here well. Tosa would be the best option, but Tamburello, after the long straightaway, you might be able to get one into Ravazza. You might be able to get one at Aqua Minerale. There's a few corners that you might, but it goes back to just forcing your competitor into a mistake. It's the easiest way to make something happen here versus forcing the issue like we saw earlier with the GTPs and Daniel Miglin. 0.6 seconds between Ray and Hill at the sharp end of the field. 1.5 seconds from Youngwall to Fanning. And then Rivas has 2 seconds over Ebersol with Rogers between them. Majori Banks looks drivers left on Fanning. Nothing doing there. No white flag yet, it looks like, from Barney in the flag stand. As we stay focused on...
White flag. What are you talking about? He is waving the...
Blame ATVO, not telling me. Majori Banks looking drivers right. If we could pick that up on Fanning into Ravazza. Nothing done, but he's going to be looking really good into Tamburello at the other end of this straightaway. And Barney, it didn't list a white flag for me internally, so I apologize on that. It doesn't even list one for you. Welcome to a new build of iRacing where it decides not to work. It's Majori Banks slipstreaming, gaining. Fanning defends drivers left into Tamburello, leaves him space on the outside, nothing doing. Majori Banks will have one real last shot. Through Aqua Minerale, halfway through this final lap, and Nathan Ray has had a tumultuous season so far in the SimCAR Grand Am Series. If my record keeping is correct, He has won every single race so far, but it has not been easy for the 35, especially with the shenanigans in COTA, the shenanigans in Road America, and the shenanigans here in Imola. Everybody threw everything at him, but off of the final corner, Nathan Ray will make it 4 race wins on the bounce in the 35 as he wins in Imola ahead of Chris Hill in the 101. Let's head back to Missouri Banks and Fanning, battling for second in GT3 Pro. Christian Youngwall loves this 3 seconds between these guys as they battle for the second spot. Miguel Rivas looking good in the AM class. We will wait and see as JD Daniel will come home in third on the GTP podium. Missouri Banks one last shot into Ravazza. Nothing done there. Christian Youngwall off the final corner snookered his way to a race win here in Imola as he is victorious over Kevin Fanning and John Missouri Banks on the podium. In the 30, Lambert comes home in 4th. Miguel Rivas wins in AM in 5th in class. Then it's Rogers, Ebersol, Moftaw on the AM podium, Rob Edgell, Daniel Miglin, what could have been for him, Jason Lynn, Matt Kingsbury, Eric Dubois, Josh Sussey. We're missing Zach Blanche, Bryan Sohn, and Aaron Beaver to round out the classification. That was an interesting one, Bryan.
Yeah. I'm not... When you say there's a track with not a lot of opportunities, my brain kind of shuts off. I want passes everywhere, but I understand the technical tracks. Hey, just wait for somebody to make a mistake, but... That's why I don't go to this track often. It's a little tight.
Imola is actually one of my favorites. Because Imola is you and the race car versus the racetrack. Such a fun track to hot lap, such a fun track to get right. And Nathan Ray, will we see burnouts in the Porsche on the front straightaway? We do! In car number 35. Through the motorcycle loop. That's a Kevin Harvick style burnout if I've ever seen one. Impressive in this GTP
last
car.
Week. We were like, he knows exactly what he's doing with this car.
And who will take it to him in the second half of this season? Because the races that I've been here, the races that I've watched while I'm on the sidelines, unbeatable in the 35. And that is yet another victory for the Porsche. For Solpec Racing as well. And a beautiful black and yellow livery in car number 35. As he parks it at the end of the pit lane. 33 laps in total as we had an estimated 39. As we take a quick look at the classification here in Imola.
Get that right here. I can't get that right
Maybe.
there. Give me 1 second. It's
I just want to say these flyby cameras are pretty incredible. Classification, Nathan Ray, Chris Hill, JD Daniel. Remember, Sean Rogers definitely wasn't a GTP car, but
Rogers
Inside Baseball
is fifth in GT3 Pro.
You break Bryan's timing when you do a class change and we don't know about it. So he definitely was not a GTP car this evening. We've got Christian Youngwall, Kevin Fanning, John Missouri Banks, Lambert, Kingsbury, Beaver, and Rateau, who did not race, but because he connected or attempted to, he's credited. Rivas, Ebersol, Moftaw, Edgell, Miglin, Lynn, Dubois, Sussey, Sohn, D. Flamir, who did not start the race, I don't believe, and nor did Joe Pascucci in the 11th spot. All right. Whenever you're ready for interviews, it looks like we have Miguel Rivas ready.
We have Miguel Rivas. Give me 1 moment here. We'll get him up.
And you tell me when to unmute in Discord, and we'll be good to go. Do you do these drone shots before each race?
I do these.
Beautiful. Great work. Incredible. All right. We've got Miguel Rivas joining us in the commentary box for interview. Miguel, it's Bryan and Josh for ASN. You got us?
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Not a problem. The race was super crazy. We had cars going everywhere. My main question is, it looked like that you were hanging with the pro guys fairly well. Talk me through your race with weaving in and out of traffic and having crashing everywhere and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, I think first I want to thank to the team in Heracles. They do an amazing job. We have a lot of coaching during this week, so yeah, that helped me a lot to be like in control of my pace right now. Yeah, and the leader, the one that classified in front of me was behind me, so he caused the first yellow flag. After that, like I feel like I just need to breathe and focus in every corner, and yeah, that's what I did.
As it did seem like it, Imola is a lot with you and the car and the track, maintaining focus, not worrying about the cars around you. So definitely a challenge. Anyone you'd like to thank for the victory tonight?
Yeah, especially my team, Kay, that has been coaching me during these past weeks. So yeah, especially you guys. I mean, this is super fun for me. The way you control the races, the penalties, the safety car, everything is so exciting for me. It's like a new level. I think this is how IMSA should be raced. So yeah, I really appreciate the invitation and having me here. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Good win, and we'll see you next week at the Red Bull Ring.
Sure thing. See ya.
And so far, the only one we have is our race winner, Nathan Ray. And Nathan, it's Josh and Bryan. You got us?
Yep.
If I am remembering correctly, as I've been hit or miss this season so far, I think this is your fourth win in a row on the bounce. But this one was interesting. Couple questions morphed into one. Talk to me about GTP and staying focused on this track, super technical. Talk me through the chaos with the lapped car, mowing the lawn, crashing into people like that, weaving your way through traffic, all that stuff. The floor is yours.
This place, like you said, is super tactical, and it's real easy to overdrive one corner and completely hose your run for like the following three. So just like being mindful that, like, yes, I could, try and send it on a corner entry somewhere, but then I'm just going to lose all of my momentum for the following corners, and all that progress for naught. And as far as the GT traffic, I was definitely trying to summon the mind punt on JD when we were going into the penultimate corner at the bottom of the hill, and he didn't quite get pulled out of his gap he got himself into, unfortunately. So I thought for sure when he got hit, I was like, okay, I should be able to get through this. And either whatever GT car it was, his ABS wasn't letting them hold the brakes and they rolled forward and hit me, or they just didn't hold the brakes and roll forward and hit me. Whatever it was, when that happened, I thought my race was over. I thought I was just like, great, there's my wings on the floor back there. My wheels can be pointing at the grandstand where Botas crashed. Like, that's it. And then when I realized that, oh, no, the wing is certainly still on, and at this point, my best option for getting back to the tracks is like, well, I'm just going to half throttle through the grass and hope for the best.
My second question is, while you have won all the races and the GTP field is relatively short, I mean, this might be a very obvious question and answer, but I'll ask it anyways. What's the game plan for the remaining half of the season? Because you only have a couple of cars, so I guess you have the ability to potentially make mistakes and not lose too many points, but just talk me through the thought process for the remaining races.
The remaining races, honestly, I'm going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball more than normal, or like more than I otherwise would be, rather. I've switched to a different car for this season because they threw 15 kilos of weight at my precious Acura, so it's effectively useless, this build. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time trying to learn how to properly set this thing up, and now we've got lots of talented minds back at the shop, but it's a case where, you know, they have stuff they're doing, be it between the last special event of year, Petit Le Mans, there's IMSA Esports coming up that they're going to be focused on, as well as like another relatively big endurance league. So I don't want to saddle them with too much work on top of what they're already doing. I just want to like latch off of what they're already putting together. So it'd be a game of trying to learn how to set up a new car. So I definitely think there's some mistakes in my future, just down to like maybe not having the set fully perfect or like not being used to what the car wants. But like, you know, I'm reasonably confident I can at least hold it together at this point.
Alrighty, my friend. Last question I got for you. Anyone you'd like to thank for the 4th win on the season?
Like always, everyone at Solpec Precision Racing, Solpec Sim Racing steering wheels, Britzy, you know, glove shoes and assorted sim racing gear, ROI risk management services, you know, and all the guys back at the setup shop.
Alrighty, my friend. Good win, and we will see you next week at the Red Bull Ring.
Sounds good. See you then.
All right, Brian. What do you got for me? Results again? Sponsor plugs? Programming notes?
Run through the sponsors, and then we'll do some points.
The 2025 Drivers' Championship is proudly presented by Penguin RC Simulation. Trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulation delivers every time. The fight for the team championship in each class is brought to you by Mr. Patches, makers of custom patches that let you wear your racing pride. And this season, they're putting $50 on the line for each class's winning team. From the track to your jacket, Mr. Patches has you covered. Lambert Designs is the official graphics sponsor for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the SimCAR Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And finally, SimCAR is proud to race alongside TooFast.Racing, a massive sim community built on the high-octane world of BeamNG drag racing, now taking on iRacing with over 14,000 members. From the drag strip to the curbs at SimCAR, TooFast.Racing is where speed lives. And also, if you like what you saw tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. According to Bryan, we're on the dark web. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly. And if you miss any of this coverage live, always on ASN On Demand. You got some points for me, you said?
I do have some points. We're going to take a look at GTP to begin with.
Nathan Ray on top by 24 points over JD Daniel. Then it's Chris Hill. Baker, Smith, Rogers, Goddard, Johnston, Shorter, and Seifker did not run tonight. So Daniel and Hill dueling amongst each other for second, and Nathan Ray minding his own business, just collecting those wins as the season goes on. And in the GT3 class, they do get scored overall, and then they get scored in AM by themselves. And Matt Kingsbury ahead of Romain Rateau, despite Rateau not racing. And it's Fanning, Ebersol, Moftaw, Miglin up 1, Rubeck down 1, Revis in 8th, Youngwall up 4, and Bryan Sohn in 10th. And in the AM-specific class, this is what's going to be interesting. Moftaw leads by 15 over Ebersol, then it's Revis, Miglin, Sohn, and Sussy up 1, Williams down 3, Edgel in 8th, Dubois up 1, and Jason Lynn up 4 spots in 10th. We'll take a look at some programming notes and get some final thoughts before we say goodnight on the Automotive Sports Network. We just want to remind you that NASA Rallycross is back. We have NASA Rallycross Futures, not broadcasted, but you can always join us, nasasimracing.com. On Sunday, the season commences. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern at Daytona. It leads us into round 1 of the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship, where Kieran Lifflander and Evan McFarlane are taking a second discipline, and they're going to be dueling for that. You'll have Josh Darnell and Brian Sawyer for that. Call 9 o'clock Eastern. NASA Rallycross Contenders on Monday at Daytona. That's 9 o'clock Eastern. You'll have Brian Sawyer, Justin Robichaux for that one. Championships open for the taking as Zach Goddard has moved to the World Championship. Our next round at the Red Bull Ring for the SimCAR Grand Am Series on the 18th at 9 o'clock Eastern. Myself, Josh Mertz, and Bryan Sawyer for that. And the opening round of the 35th NASA Rallycross World Championship. If Evan McFarland can begin his drive for 5 consecutive championships on the 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll have Bryan Sawyer and myself, Josh Mertz, for that. And just like that, Bryan, it is time for some final thoughts. What do you think?
I'm really excited for the back half of the schedule. We got Red Bull Ring, great track, but the last 3 are really some of my favorites. We're ending on my favorite track of all time, so, and Road Atlanta is going to be pretty fun too. So
questionable driving, but I'm trusting. Questionable driving, but I'm trusting it's because of Imola being super tight and technical is my thing. So I don't know. I'm excited for the Red Bull Ring, excited for the rest of the season. It's going to be quick and sweet because the checkered flag has fallen on the evening in Imola. And on behalf of our entire production staff, producer Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. As we thank you for joining us for tonight's coverage of SimCAR Grand Am, we congratulate Nathan Ray, Youngwall, and Rivas. Be sure to join us next week at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. But until then, so long, everyone.